recording now?
It is recording, sir.
Oh, I got a red light. Okay, so I'm Preston. I'm housing Peyton and Tom for 2 nights, right?
2 nights.
2 nights. And I'm in El Paso, and so are they. And let me turn this off. It's night, and we're driving around, and I'm giving them a tour of El Paso. Oh, I work for AmeriCorps Vista, which is, they label it as capacity building for local nonprofits across the U.S. And what it really is capacity building is just their catchphrase for resource building. Only it's more than resource building because it establishes resources that will be used long after I'm done with my job. I'm on 2nd term. I think you're allowed 3 terms. I think that 3rd term you have to be a Vista team leader, which is a lot of office work, which I'm not exactly good at. So this is check this out. So you get these little itty bitty grocery stores on the corner down here too, because it's little places. Anyway, but so it's like Peace Corps for the interior of the U.S., except it's less swinging a hammer and telling people, you know, here's how you treat this wound and things like that. And it's more, although every once in a while I do have to break out a first aid kit and patch up a kid's knee. It's more getting meetings set up with different people so that way we can get, I don't know, like this week, yesterday I worked on the TG grant, which is a higher education grant thing. I have to get volunteers for this organization. I have to set up systems in which volunteers get recruited from now on. I have to do some stuff to try and recruit funding, and where there's one grant recently called Toyota's 100 Cars for Good, in which I tried to get us a truck because we've got a guy named George Leone who's worked for Boys and Girls Club of El Paso for 34 years as a maintenance man and as a janitor, and he's the only one of us with a truck. And so, like, every time we got to move something or pick up a donation or anything like that, he's the guy we call. He's retiring at the end of this year. So I'm sitting there, and someone sends me a link to say, hey, check this out on the computer. Toyota's giving away a bunch of cars for nonprofits. And all of a sudden, it's like, we got to get a truck, you know? I think we eventually entered a contest to win that grant. I don't think we got very far into the competition because they wanted us to shoot a video that I don't think got made because we were all super busy. But they wanted us to shoot a video and have people vote as to who should get the cars. And I don't think we got too far in the selection process, partly because everyone was just way too busy to work on it because we had a lot of stuff to work on at the time. Now we're on Paso. We're driving towards the other club, which is where I'm at in the morning. Usually I'm there in the morning making copies. That's where a copier is for what's called Learning for Life, which is a Boy Scouts curriculum of morals and social values and things like that for kids. So that way, if your kids, you know, don't grow up with a dad or anything, they don't learn to respect, or like if they grow up with a dad but they don't learn to respect other kids who may not have a dad around because he's in prison or because he's passed away or because of things like that. Literally, like, the curriculum, the lesson they're working on right now is respect other people. And so it teaches them these values that they're supposed to have as legitimate individuals. Johnny, I think the first day I was working here, it was like first week, it was time to stop playing basketball, and basketball is going to save that kid's life because he ain't doing a whole lot of other stuff. But wow, old Toyota FJ, and it's for sale. Ooh, I want one. Yeah, this is just anyway. So Johnny, so I take the basketball away from him because it's time to play some other game. At which point I've got the basketball in my hands, and he turns and punches me in the back of the head. And that's about as far as he got, because I just turned around, I'm like, what are you doing? And he realized he was doing something stupid. And so, but that was like one of the first experiences of working here was that. These kids are rough. So this is the side of Delta Club here. Mm-hmm. I gotta get a flag for our flagpole within like the next week or two, because we got a 50-foot flagpole with a flag on it. This, if I can shine my lights on, this yellow and orange building here is Delta Club. That's where I'm supposed to be building resources for as an AmeriCorps Vista team member. Let me see if I can point my lights at it for just a second. It's I know you're gonna get fenced, but it's the nicest looking one we got, and it's doesn't match anything we've got.
Does it match them?
No, the other ones are painted red, white, and blue. And this one's orange, green, yellow, and purple and stuff. Okay, so this is the neighborhood I work in. Not exactly high income. Some of the houses are these bright, fantastic, beautiful colors. This one's yellow with an orange roof, you know, and
it's unfortunate that it's too dark for us to see that.
Yeah, it's too dark. We're doing this at 9:46 p.m. our time, so that's probably a dumb time to do this at.
Yeah, well, you've got work tomorrow.
Yeah, I do, and I mean, I could give you a tour in the morning. We could get some filler in there, but
oh, it's okay.
Yeah. I got kids that live all over this area, though. And there's a church on our left. Whoops, stop sign. Sorry. Church on our left.
Got that on tape?
Here. Yeah, the white one. I didn't run it. Came really close, but I didn't run it. You gotta be responsible with kids. You can't, obviously, I can't, like, give them my phone number and say, hey, if you have an emergency, call me. I can't do that as part of my job because there's some child endangerment laws there. Not that I would do anything bad, but it's not a safe policy to do. Plus, I don't need my kids finding any information about me and giving me a hard time about anything. So anyway, the bridge we're on right now runs through some apartments, like through the complex. And it's eminent domain. It's probably an abuse of eminent domain. We were poor, we need a road to go through here, we're building a road. Oh, excuse me. No, this is the bridge that runs through the apartment complex. See how these apartments match those apartments? There's a bridge that they just built right through them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's low-income housing down there, and it's a kind of a shady area to live. And I mean, people just hanging out in the street and stuff, and up to no good kind of thing. So that's Silva's Grocery there. We go there, like if we're gonna do a company cookout or something, that's where we go to get groceries, like hot dogs and stuff, and we've done that a couple times. Usually just everyone chips in like $3 and we just go get a bunch of sodas and drinks and...
Wait, there's the border crossing.
Back there, yeah.
What's down this street, though?
This leads to like a rail yard or something, I want to say. I'm not really sure.
What stops people from running across that?
The fence, which we're gonna see real quick.
Alright, I've never seen the fence before, so...
You're gonna see this fence, don't worry. It's huge. It's an anti-tank barricade.
It's just a solid wall, or is it bars?
It's bars. It's steel girders that extend 10 feet underground.
I was gonna say, I've seen a YouTube video of a girl just kind of scrambling over them really quickly.
Okay.
Like, she just kind of like monkeys up them.
Yeah, and there's a reason it was built so overkill, and the reason for that is, and like you'll see this on the news out here every once in a while. They'll find like 20 kids underground digging a tunnel across the border. They closed the side on Mexico and they just put a bunch of kids in the corner in the tunnel, give them shovels. So here, dig your way to freedom. And they'll find like 10 kids that cross the border that way every once in a while. They just because that first person they're going to go to is the police and say, hey, these guys made us do this. And see, like, look at that mural.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and so that's why the fence goes 10 feet underground. It goes 20 feet in the air to keep people from climbing over it and keep people from running trucks through it and stuff. It is a hassle to cross very quickly. Mexico. So what you're looking at, all these houses and lights, that's Mexico. To put it in perspective, in the U.S. you usually have power most of the time, unless it's raining real hard or it's snowing or it's really windy outside or some crap like that. In Mexico, right over there, you get rolling blackouts fairly often. The fence you're looking at this part's only about 10-15 feet in the air of steel fence, so you know it's getting taller. It extends 10 feet underground to keep people from digging under it and stuff like that, because they do catch people doing that sometimes. Now we're back in the U.S. and the fence is over there a little bit further. We'll come back up against it soon again. There's rail lines over here. This is the old wrecking company. This is a homeless shelter now. It's a mission. And so there's floors in here, I think, if I remember right. They're just 30 people to one room, all on cots, sleeping. Here's their offices. Here's their parking lot where vehicles are parked that some of these people own, because it means you run out of money for your house, you still keep the car usually if you own the car. It's a beautiful town. It's an old town. It's not too big either, and that's what's nice about it.